I found a really interesting stock today and I want to share with you. But before we start, I just want to quickly apologize for the clickbait title. Unfortunately, YouTube works this way and small channels like mine need to play along a bit. So, as an apology, I'm doing a 300 giveaway. Black Friday is coming, guys. Everyone needs some extra cash, and since this is a small channel, your chances to win are actually very high. And I want to be fully transparent with you guys. So on this channel, I'll do live YouTube stream. I will use public random selection tool and will pay you in crypto. No scam. I just want to build the audience together with you. How to join? First of all, subscribe. Later, leave a comment about the stock from this video or share a stock you personally believe in, because I like to read your ideas as well, and I think we need to invest together. When this video reaches 300 comments, I'll start a live stream and choose the winner. And now, let's jump into the analysis. What can you expect in this video? First of all, insider activity and how it looks on a chart. A possible speculative leg down on a chart based on microeconomic event, and I will explain you why. The fundamentals of SoFi, which are also very related to this speculative leg down, so this will be very interesting thing. And my personal plan and how I'm building my position. If you like to skip fundamentals, just go straight to my personal plan because I'm also covering the many details. Today we're looking at SoFi. Normally I focus on a stable dividend companies, but sometimes I like to leave room for a higher risk play, especially when there are good reasons behind it. So please don't look at the clickbait title, it's a speculative position, so I'm personally not playing in casino and building a small position comparing to whole portfolio. SoFi started in 2011 as a fintech that helped students refinance loans. It's grown into a full-service digital financial company covering banking, loans, investing, and other financial tools. So basically, right now it's transforming from a startup into a mature company. I want to say a few words about CEO of SoFi, Anthony Noto. His background is quite good since he is former chief operating officer of Twitter, chief financial officer of the NFL, and also graduated from Army Ranger School. So, banking experience, tech background, good in communication. I personally think that CEO is legit. Also, he introduced the whole new strategy, which they called the Financial Services Productivity Loop. So this guy is transforming SoFi from a startup to a maturity company. Now, let's dive into risk. Risk exists for this stock, and I personally expect one of them to play in our favor by creating a leg down on a chart. In other words, the price may become cheaper, giving us a better entry point. The first and the most important risk for me here is that SoFi main product is lending. This means their growth depends heavily on the lending conditions. Simply speaking, United States interest rates. If they raise interest rates, SoFi growth will slow down. And the decision on interest rates will happen in December, which could potentially push the price down in the long term. When I was exploring the latest investor presentation, I noticed one interesting thing, that the products growing faster than members. And I personally could not understand the reason of that, but only when I found the CEO interview. He said that the SoFi goal is to get customer to one of their products and later get them to use multiple of their products over time. And this is a financial services productivity loop where a customer gets into an ecosystem, maybe with the SoFi Invest app or a SoFi credit card, and they sign up for more areas of the company. And in my opinion, this is quite good fuel for future growth. Latest financial report looks really nice to me because they have record net revenue, $1 billion. It's really a big deal in my opinion. And also another thing I notice here is adjusted EBITDA with the new record. Basically, EBITDA is just fancy word for profit. So I really like it. Look at the chart. So what do we have? There's a fuel for growing, but also signs for correction. And I want to catch this possible correction and leave the shares till the new all-time high. When I'm looking at this chart on weekly candles, I can see the support from technical analysis. Personally, I'm not a big fan of technical analysis, and I'm always trying to find the proof for specific level. So here I found insider Eric, who is executive vice president at SoFi, and he bought quite big position here and also at the levels before. Another thing is this is Peter Lynch, who is one of the most famous investors in modern history, and the latest fair value estimation provided by him is around 15. So at this point, I have two confirmation of these levels, and following the technical analysis rules and also the arguments I have here, I can say that I see signs of the correction here. Later, if you remember, I told you that SoFi is strongly connected to interest rate of United States. And the next Federal Reserve meeting will happen here. Let's go down to the daily chart. So I personally expect that after this meeting, something speculative might happen. If you look a bit down at the chart, you can also see that historically here was quite big accumulation of the position. Let's look at the weekly chart just to make it a bit more visible for you. As you can see, we had quite big volatility, later accumulation, and price started to grow together with correction. Exactly the same, which I'm expecting here. Coming back to the daily chart. Another thing I want to notice is options, which are expiring in 1 month. So I can see a large wall of puts on options which are correlated with moving average. So I personally already going forward to my plan expect the bigger correction to $15-16 per share and next growth to my take profits. So I personally will buy 15% of my position on large wall of puts, but in case if this wall will not be strong enough, I expect to retest of the one of the main support level which we just mentioned, and there I will buy 35% of my position. In worst case scenario, if this stock will be very speculative, it might go down to the historical levels of accumulation. And I'm also prepared for this scenario. It's scenario of market crash. So I will buy here another 50%. I usually think that it's better to buy less, but buy on good levels and have good plan. So coming back to take profits, you can already see that from the level where we want to buy, it might give you around 100%. And this will be my first take profit, and the second and third will be levels higher, because usually rounded numbers like 40, 50, they sounds very strong for investor, especially number 50, and many investors taking profit here. So this is my short plan of what I'm going to do. Remember that this is high risk speculative position. It's not big position in my portfolio, but it just free space for some speculative position in my portfolio. And again, this is not financial advice. This is my personal view at the market and my personal positions. Remember about $300 giveaway. Subscribe the channel, leave the comment. Have a nice day, and thank you very much for watching.